I finally got hold of a guitar that I've been trying to review for years. Well, almost, because in this box is the Wingman Vega edition from Baum Guitars. And the Vega series is Baum Guitars' more stripped down, more accessibly priced guitars. So, in this video, I'm going to unbox this, I'm going to play this, give you my pros and cons, and ultimately let you know if I think you should buy it or not. I can't call this an out-of-the-box review because some of these guitars have made their rounds through to other YouTubers before they got to me. So I can't say this is exactly how you would get your guitar from Baum. So I'm going to bear that in mind in this video. The case is very padded. That is a good case with an ample bottom. There could be more padding there, but there is loads of padding throughout the rest of it. We got any goodies in the little pocket? In here we have a certificate of authenticity, a pre-pack checklist, and some Allen keys for setup. Let's pop that back in there and get to the thing that's actually the most important, which is the guitar. Okay, we've got a double hander there. Oh, and by the way, the case has rucksack backpack capabilities and a little hanger if you want to hang your guitar up in your guitar wardrobe. It's coming in a little foamy plasticky thing, bag, which I'm notoriously bad at unwrapping. Headstock reveal. It is black and gold with a serial number of 1. Okay, this is number 1 in the Wingman Vega. Ooh, that's interesting. Well, technically it's 0, 0, 0, and some 0 ones. Right, here we go. No tears so far. Oh, look at that. That is a classy looking guitar. And that's exactly what I think of when I see the Instagram posts from Baum Guitars, which is how we got here. It's kind of long, so it's feeling like the headstock is really over there, so it feels kind of Jazzmastery in the position of the neck. That is Glacier Blue, or Glacier Blue. It's a sparkle. Can you see it sparkling in the light there? It's a bolt-on neck. It's a maple neck, which is not roasted. It's a rosewood fingerboard, which all Baum guitars have, as far as I know. Correct me in the comments if you've seen anything else. We've got 2 string trees up here. We've got non-locking tuners, but they are 21-to-1 ratio tuners, meaning that you've got a lot of torque, but you need to turn a lot of times to get the actual tuner to revolve once, meaning you've got more control over your tuning accuracy. The neck feels kind of modern C. We've got tone, volume. Why would you have 2 master tones and 1 master volume? 2 master tones? 2 tones and 1 volume. I've got a 3-way switch, which is very switchy. There's a definite click in between each position, which I like. Of course, we have 2 P90s. This is the Levitator bridge that Baum have. I don't know if they've made it themselves, but it's been made for Baum. And it's just a little bit different to the standard stock bridges that you see on guitars, which again adds to the design. And we'll talk about the design of Baum and their guitars in a little bit. Right, tuning time. It is wonderfully warm in that neck position. And balanced just like you'd expect or hope a P90 in the neck would be. And then in that middle position, it comes alive a little bit more. There's a little bit more top end. A bit more pick attack. You can hear the pick sounding. And then in that bridge position, it's quite Keith Richards. There's a country telly trying to get through there somewhere. I know the amp is doing some of the lifting there, but that guitar, like compare to that. Yeah, so two very different sounding pickups, or the pickup sounds are very different, I should say, but in the middle they blend well. That's nice. That doesn't always happen. Right, let's see how the Wingman Vega handles some higher gain, and for that I'm going to use the 385 Mark II from Walrus Audio. It's a great pedal, but that's a great guitar that just wants to be riffed on. You know, I talk a lot about specs and stuff and how the neck feels and how I prefer larger necks. This is not a larger neck, for example, and this may not appeal to all of you in its looks, but gosh darn it, does this want to give you riffs. It's beautifully built, which helps a lot. And yeah, let's try the same thing on the neck pickup. I went on the middle pickup then. Middle. No, I didn't. That was on the neck. Whew! Thought I made a mistake. Let's try the middle position. This thing is cooking. Right, everything on. Tone is at maximum, by the way. Is filthy. What a great balance in that middle. I'm not sure if I've said it already, but that middle pickup setting is to die for. Great fun. I'm just getting the feeling that it might not balance well on a strap. I'll test that in a bit. Let's see if we can do a little bit more classic rock, because it's staying in tune beautifully, which is a surprise, because I was really, pulling those strings around. I'll get a sort of standard classic rock pedal and we'll do that. Fun. Let's try the neck. I think I've come to my conclusion about the pickups and the sound of the guitar in general. Bridge, really bright, really clear, really aggressive, and has character that is common. Neck, more fuzzy, more full when you're using gain. But the in-between setting, that's the character of this guitar. The guitar seems to be unique in that middle position. That's fun. I'm going to switch out the 45 caliber for a Klon style Archer and do some quick light gain blues. Right, I'm going to jam around for about 45 minutes now and then cut that into some really short cut riffs so you can get a nice group of tones without me talking. So let's try it on a Strat, because I'm having some sort of balance vibes from the headstock, and I just want to test that before I move on to the pros and cons. Right, Strat is on. I was wrong. It's absolutely fine. Absolutely fine. So it seems fine when you wear it. Let's do the finger test. If it were any more, it would kind of go. It feels like it wants to go. Now, remember, this guitar has possibly been to someone else before me, so I can't really comment on the setup because they may have changed it. But the action is good, everything's intonated well, and if this is how it came from Baum Guitars, then they've done a mighty fine job. I hope the one that you get will be the same. Build quality-wise, everything's perfect. I mean, the neck is married to the guitar body absolutely perfectly. There is no room for shifting or movement at all, which is not often what I can say for some of the larger and more expensive guitar brands out there. There's no tooling marks, there's no dings or donks. Everything is shiny where it should be, and flat where it should be, and curved where it should be. I'll take a look inside it in a moment, but the frets are shiny as heck. In fact, let's take my little foot stocking and do this thing that 𝗬𝗪𝗪𝗧 does. He does that, and then I think he does that. And then, yeah, perfect. It feels like I'm just rubbing butter. There are no lines on that at all whatsoever. So yes, Baum Guitars have done a perfect fretwork job. That's worryingly comfortable. So let's open it up and see what's inside and find out what's going on in the world of electronics. Okay, here we go. Right, pickups are mounted to the body. We've got large pots and a pretty looking capacitor. Look at that capacitor, looks very pretty. Everything looks amazing. We've got conductive paint on the inside, I would guess. Then we've got braided wire and then big old wire from the pickups. Yeah, it looks like it. I can't see. Yes. And then, wow, okay. What's going on the switch up here? Switch. Looks like a standard sort of switch you'd find in an Epiphone. So there's nothing wrong with it, but this is not a premium switch. And I could say something similar for the output jack. It works, everything feels fine. Let's just open it up, in fact, to make sure that it isn't a switchcraft and I'm feeling something I'm not. It's just a standard jack you'd find in most guitars. It's not a switchcraft or anything like that. There are no problems with it. There is no reason to be upset with that switch. So let's round this up And to do that, I want to draw special attention first to the tuners for two reasons. Reason number one is they work beautifully. The whole guitar stays in tune absolutely flawlessly, and these tuners are 21:1 ratio, meaning you have real control over how you're tuning, rather than cheap tuners where you turn them and the whole note jumps up a couple of semitones. These are fantastic, which is why, for the second reason I want to talk about them, it's a shame that they're so close together. And when I'm tuning one, I'm really touching the next one. Luckily, because they're so good, you're not actually turning the one next to it. But if they were to loosen up over time, you might find yourself not being able to independently turn the tuners. Either that or I'm having a big finger day. You never know. Onto the neck. If you are used to playing Fender guitars, then this will feel very at home. And actually the body as well, it feels kind of Jazzmaster Jaguar-y, but thinner, a little bit more angular. Apart from that curve over there, that's nice and feels great against the body. Not quite as comfortable as the Jazzmaster, but certainly not as thick either. And as for the rest of the electrics, the pickups, if you have someone who's never played P90s or says they don't enjoy P90s, this is the guitar I would give them to show them what P90 should sound like. It's one of the best P90 sounds I've ever had. And I know it's not just down to the pickups. There's a lot more going on there. But the bridge is raucous and energy full, and the neck is smooth and subtle. And that middle position is absolutely my favorite position because it's a nice combination of both of them. And sometimes pickup combinations don't always work together. I guess the other downside of this guitar, number one being the tuners being too close together, there's not much going on in the top end of the tone knob. So you can really sort of roll it off to about 7 before anything changes, and 6, you start to get a bit of adjustment. A lot is happening in 1 to 3, which is possibly to do with the type of pot they've put in there. So I would want to change that pot out to be more gradual. I like the fact that the knobs are out of the way, so you're playing and there's no interference like you might get with a Strat, but it's still close enough for you to be able to do some volume swells should you wish. So remembering that this is the Vega series Wingman, you might have seen the Wingman original, and that has a sort of Bigsby tremolo thing and a few more bells and whistles, but I'm not really missing much on this, to be honest. I dig this hard. This is not only a workhorse, but also a beautiful design, except for the fact that I don't really like the color, and that's just a personal choice. There are 4 colors available on this one. My favorite is definitely the gold, but in my opinion, nothing beats that white and gold original Wingman. And yeah, that will forever be the one that I think of when I think of the Wingman. So yeah, this blue is a nice sparkle. If you like that color, then it's a beautiful example of what that color should look like. But it's not, it's not peeling my banana. Finally, I guess these are made in Indonesia and then set up in Denmark, I believe. And whoever did the job on this did a fantastic job. It is one of the most playable, most comfortable riff monsters I've ever had. It's a great guitar. There are links in the video description. I'd be very happy if that was my only guitar. That's how good it is. Right, thank you Baum Guitars for sending this out. I will get it back to you very, very soon after I've riffed on it a little bit more. And one day, let's get the white and gold original Wingman on the channel, please. I can't wait for that day because I'm still dreaming of it all these years. Right, there's a subscribe button right there. Leave comments on what you think of the Wingman. Tell me your favorite color and leave a thumbs up. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.